Hi, it's Jean at Captain Stitches. Welcome. It is Tuesday, so it is time for my tip demo Tuesday. And I have a little quick tip for you this morning. Not really a demonstration, but more of a tip today. And I am going to share with you how I set up my needle books for individual types of stitching, because I don't use the same needles. I don't use all of the same notions and stuff for depending on what type of stitching that I'm doing. So I thought I would share with you a few of my needle books and how I set them up according to what type of stitching I'm going to be doing. So welcome. Come on into the cottage and let me begin to show you. So first of all, I have some beautiful needle books. This one happens to be a gift that was done in slow stitch. I'll also show you the back. It has beautiful stitching on it. And of course, as I open it, something falls out. But we'll remove what's in there right now just so that you can see the beautiful stitching on it to begin with. And this was a gift from a friend. So let me explain that this, I'm going to bend down just 1 second to pick up what fell out. Sorry about that. But this is the one that I use for when I'm doing wool applique. So it has my larger, as you can see, it's got a larger needle threader in it because I use thicker pearl cotton normally when I'm doing wool applique. And it has the different size needles also that I would use with the pearl cottons that I am using when I do wool applique. And they're also labeled with the size on them, so I know which size is in there. But that is what is kept in the one for my wool. Let's slip that back in there. For my wool applique and needlework that I'm doing. So in case you couldn't see that, it says "Be Joyful" on the front of that. But that's how I set it up for wool. If I'm doing embroidery, I have one that I kind of did a rendition of the one I got as a gift. So this is one that I made in slow stitching. That's the front side, the back side, and we will be careful not to drop the stuff on the inside. Let's see if you can get a close up there, up the inside, and some of the embellishments and stitching that are on that. But what I keep in here, of course, are again the needles, the size that I use for when I am doing embroidery work. Another little package tucked behind here. My scissors, different size needle threader because it is a smaller eye in the needle. And then also some of the threads that I use. And I have learned, and I'm going to show you, take this out and show you. Normally, I put my threads aside for my project. I pull them out and I put the spools with them. However, when you do multiple projects at a time, you're always wondering, what happened to my thread? Because it's in another project. So that I have found is not a good thing to do. So instead, what I'm starting to do is take off some of the thread and wind it. It's like one of the DMC little things, but I'm going to be making myself some vintage looking thread spools to hold the thread and wind them on. But that's what I will be doing from now on, instead of putting the actual thread in there, because I use it in multiple projects. So that is set up for, as I said, my embroidery work. And then next I do applique. So we have a little larger one. This was also a gift from a few years back. It is a larger one. And inside this, we have wool on both sides that form pockets. This one actually folds out and opens up, which we're not going to open that totally or all my stuff will start falling. Sorry. But of course we have, again, another needle threader we have toothpicks because I use toothpicks when I'm doing applique. It helps to turn points, inside points, outside points, that type of thing. And then in the pocket, we have the thread. And again, this will not be kept in there from now on. I will wind some on a card and put in there instead of the thread spools. We have my small pins for doing applique. And then we have also a pair of scissors in here and some extra needles. So that is set up for doing applique, which I do needle turn applique. That's why the toothpicks, because it's helping turn some of those inside points, sharp points, inside curves, that type of thing. And then I do a lot of hand quilting. So this is like, you know, your eyeglass case that I made into myself a little needle work kit. And in there, I have a little pin cushion that I made for the stick pins. We have a spot with elastic across it to keep our threads in. This is a magnetic needle minder. And then down in the bottom, we have a larger pin cushion to keep the needles in. We have my thimbles. We have the thread on a card, part of it that I was using over here. I'm going to toss some of that out. I'm always using a chalk pencil, so there's a chalk pencil in there for when I'm doing my hand stitching. In case you're wondering what the little rubber tips are on all of these, that's what I use on my index finger to help pull the needle through. And of course, we have a needle threader in here. And we have the extra needles for the size that I use for my hand quilting. Everybody uses their own size. My preference in size is a size 11. So, and my favorite needles are the S. Thomas and Sons. That's what I use the most. Love them. They're a great hand quilting needle. But you have 4 different needle books or little needle kits, whatever you want to refer to them as, here for showing how I use and set up to have a different one for each type of stitching that I'm doing, so that I have the right tools for whatever it is that I am planning on doing that day, and I can stick it in with my project and have everything ready right there for me, ready to stitch. So I hope you enjoyed this little tip on how I set up my needle books for the type of hand stitching that I do. Everybody have a great day. Before we go, I want to put in a reminder that I keep forgetting to say, and that is I will be changing my schedule for my Tip Demo Tuesday. They'll still be on Tuesdays, but it'll be the 1st and 3rd every other week instead of every week starting in April. So instead of having 4, you'll have 2 a month. Unless it's a long weekend, sometimes there may be 3. But anyway, so just so you know, when you don't see me one week, next month, it's not that I'm gone, it's just that I'm going to be narrowing it down to 2 a month instead. So you'll see me on the 1st and the 3rd Tuesday of each month with the Tip Demo Tuesday. Also, of course, again, you'll always find my Facebook group link in the description box. And if you enjoy seeing these tips and techniques, find them useful, please be sure and subscribe. Hit that bell so you get notifications of when I drop new videos. And take care again, everybody. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. And remember, I can keep you in stitches. Bye-bye.